Hi, my name is Ann Elliott. I'm the creator and founder of HomeschoolingTorah.com, and one of the key tenets of Homeschooling Torah's homeschooling method is what we call the Hear, Learn, Keep, Do method. And it's based on Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1, where it says, "Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your hearing today, that you may learn them and be careful to observe them." Now, did you hear, learn, keep, do in that? Some translations of the Bible actually say, hear, learn, keep, do. But I tend to use the New King James Version. So let's go through it. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your hearing." The statutes and the judgments were spoken in their hearing. Were they hearing them? To hear means to listen and to pay attention, to listen with intelligence, to understand what we are listening. So things can be said in our hearing, but it doesn't mean that we understand them. Someone who is hard of hearing can have sounds going on all around them, but that doesn't mean they can hear with understanding. So when we teach our children in their homeschooling day and everything, in fact, that we do as parents, we want them to learn to hear us and to understand the words that we say. That may sound very basic, but that is where homeschooling starts. So as a mom, I have to present the information in a way that my child can understand. That's the basic foundation of being a good homeschooling teacher. Number 2, it says, "Hear, O Israel, that you may learn these statutes and judgments." So he wants us in our homeschooling and all of the things that we teach our children to help our children to actually not just hear, but learn. That word learn is really cool. It's a farming term. It comes from when you have some sheep or some goats, and let's say you're out with your sheep and you want them to go a certain direction. You would take your shepherd's rod and you would prod them, you would goad them, you would push them towards the goal. I see that as repetition. In homeschooling, one of the key methods that we use at Homeschooling Torah is repetition, repeating. What did we learn yesterday? What did we learn last week? Let's, if we need to, memorize these facts and repeat them over and over again so that we're not just hearing it once, but that we're actually letting it sink down into our hearts. Thirdly, in the verse, it says that you may be careful. Now, in some translations, it says, though, that you may keep or guard them. I have many videos on our YouTube channel about the importance of guarding or keeping things, but the idea is that you put your most valuable possessions in a castle keep so that you can protect and preserve them. So in homeschooling, we don't want to just hear something and regurgitate it as we repeat it for a couple days or next week, but we actually want to store it in our hearts so that it is guarded there and kept there as a treasure for the rest of their lives. So this is very much long-term memory. This is what the psalmist was talking about when he says, "Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against you." So we hide something in our heart, we guard it. So this is working towards that long-term mastery of a topic. And that's something that we find very valuable at Homeschooling Torah. The last one is to be careful to observe or to do. The word to observe in Hebrew means to do it, to follow through, to actually do it. So it's one thing for our children to have a lot of head knowledge, but we want them to apply that knowledge to things that they will do every day. Whether they're learning about the Father and they have to apply it in obedience to His Torah, His statutes and His commands, or whether it's learning about math, but actually applying it to real life situations. How about science? It's one thing to learn about science, but let's apply it to our everyday lives. And it could go for any topic in homeschooling. So the 4 things that we do at Homeschooling Torah are to hear, learn, keep, and do. Those 4 things make the foundation of all of the curriculum that we write, and it's set up in your lesson plans every day so that you'll be reminded, hey, by the way, Mom, this is a hear topic. Be sure that they're listening and learning with understanding, and explain it if they don't understand it. And then there is to learn. This means this is the repetition. Hey, Mom, don't forget to work on these facts. Get them to memorize them. Get them to repeat them. Poke them, nag them if you need to. Every day during the lesson, in a fun way, try to help them actually retain what you've learned. And then to actually guard it in their heart, we're going to prompt you over the year to think way back and to actually instill it deep into their hearts so that it lasts for a really, really long time. And then we're going to help you apply it to everyday life. Hear, learn, keep, do. We want our children to actually be able to do the things that we have taught them, not just learn about it as head knowledge, but carry it through into actions that will follow them the entire rest of their lives. So that's from Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1. It's our Homeschooling Torah, Hear, Learn, Keep, Do method. I'm sure you're going to see lots of this all across our YouTube channel and in all of our curriculum. You can find out more about our curriculum at homeschoolingtorah.com. And if you'd like to download a free ebook, Biblical Home Education, which goes way deeper into the Hear, Learn, Keep, Do method, you can do so under the video.